a gruesome discovery, a house of horrors in quaint Ephrata, Pennsylvania.
Walked into a horror movie come to life.
34-year-old Jonathan Gerlach is now in custody, accused of robbing graves and maintaining a home full of skeletal remains. Neighbors are shaken.
Well, it's supposed to be a nice, quaint little town, and here you have somebody with bodies in their house.
Authorities say between Halloween and just this week, police investigated multiple burglaries of graves and mausoleums.
And I bet you that happens a lot in New Orleans, right? When I went to New Orleans last time, that's a big attraction. The mausoleums and the all the burials, right? You got rich people that want to put mausoleums and gold plated or gold and all kinds of different jewelry. I bet that happens there. What's up, Em? Good to see you, my friend and bestie. You say whoever was living with him, they must have knew. I think everybody had to have known. And the people that actually called into law enforcement went to his house and said that they saw a torso hanging from his, I think, his basement area or garage. The story definitely puts me in a weird mood. Heebie-jeebies. I know. I can't imagine when there's gonna be a movie that comes out. All right, let's continue.
At Mount Moriah Cemetery in Yeadon. During surveillance Tuesday, Gerlach was arrested at the cemetery. Police say he had a bag filled with human remains, including children's bones.
They actually caught him in the act, guys. They were staking him out by the Facebook pages and Instagram and based on the sales, right? All right, let's keep going. I want to show you something else real quick.
More discovered in his vehicle.
I just want to know the motive, like why would someone...
The motive is money, and I'm sure there's a morbid fascination. Yeah, it does, right? What's the motive? Financial gain.
Do that.
Investigators believe the remains came from cemeteries across the region. Police are also examining this Facebook page titled Human Bones and Skull Selling Group, where Gerlach is tagged. Authorities have not yet determined whether any remains were sold or why Gerlach wanted them.
Oh yeah, I worked with him.
This man who did not want to be identified says he and Gerlach were co-workers in a manufacturing job.
He was a team lead at the place of my work. But yeah, I mean, he was a good worker.
And there you go. He was a team lead we talked about for 10 years, just kind of fitting in. Can you imagine what the family feels like? You would think disease would be an issue. Possibly. I mean, they weren't doing this. He's not doing this in a way that to preserve the bodies, etc. Not by the way that law enforcement described it. All right. Did I miss something? Yes, I did. Mo Preciado. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Several gravestones were stolen from the Silver Terrace Cemetery in the old mining town of Virginia City here in Nevada. They were never recovered. Right. And I bet you that the operation is probably not as nearly as large as what's going on here in Pennsylvania. If you watch the very beginning of this episode, then you saw the people that were attached to these crimes. There was a lot of them, guys. There's a lot of people doing this, buying the stuff.
But, a little strange, but this strange, it's disturbing.
My name is Leland Pender, calling with Channel 6 Action News.
Attempts to reach family members Thursday were unsuccessful.
It's definitely so.
Yeadon police chief calls it one of the most disturbing cases he's seen.
It's just extremely disrespectful to the people and families.
Oh yeah.
Jonathan Gerlach is in jail tonight on $1 million bail, which has not been paid. He faces a slew of charges. He's due in court January 20th. Here in Ephrata, Lancaster.
All right, so we got 5 days to find out what is going to happen next with court. Again, thank you guys for the super chat, super stickers, all of that stuff. Let me show you again the leaked footage of the oddities, we'll call it. All right, warning, trigger warning, viewer discretion, murder she shed. They're going to show some of the items.
Ugh, what a fucking creep.
That is the shed. I mean the storage. Remember, he has a storage too. I mean, that's very disturbing, guys. Those are real life people. Those are bodies that are on display. We didn't even get to see a picture. I don't know if we want to see it, but the picture of the hanging torso. Yes, best motive is money. Agreed, but that's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Look at that.
It's like my grandmother's dentures. It is. It's fucking gross. Look at the one.
That's what they caught him with, guys. First, they went to his house. When we're talking about the probable cause affidavit and his arrest, that had nothing to do with this storage locker that he still had that they're searching. I mean, this is almost unbelievable. I can't imagine walking into that. Thank you, Nina, for the Guilty of Crime membership. If you received that membership, please thank her. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. I would never want that in my house or my shed or anything.
Look at these ones. All the ones behind you. God damn. Oh, that one's still alive. That's a long time.
When he says that one's still alive, there's literally skin, human skin that's just rotting on it. Damn, dude, that's disgusting.
Well, I want to get the hand.
Look at the spine.
I'm sorry. Oh my God. What the fuck? Is that a pacemaker?
Look at you guys. If you guys know the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Ed Gein. If you've ever watched or read or consumed any of that, that's exactly what he did, was have meat hooks hanging from the ceiling, and he would put the bodies on those, and he'd also put skin on there to dry it. This is the exact same thing that this guy's doing here. All right. He straight up pulled an Ed Gein. It's a modern day Ed Gein. All right, let me just I'm going to share one more thing with you, and then I want to say thank you guys for being here today. All right, Blaze Media horror movie come to life. Man faces nearly 600 charges after 100 skulls and skeletons were allegedly found in his home. Prosecutors said some of the remains were hung up at home. Police investigators say they were horrified to find more than 100 skulls and skeletons at the Pennsylvania home of a man now facing 600 criminal charges. Now, DA District Attorney Tanner Rouse announced in a press conference that I didn't share with you that 34-year-old Jonathan Gerlach of Ephrata has been charged with 574 counts, including trespassing, abuse of a corpse, and theft. It's truly the most literal sense of the word horrific. I grieve for those who are upset by this. Detectives had been on a stakeout, guys, at the historic Mount Moriah Cemetery and Arboretum in Yeadon on Tuesday when they noticed that a car belonging to Gerlach had numerous bones and skulls just chilling in plain view in the back seat. They said they saw the man leaving with a burlap bag and a crowbar. When he was detained and questioned, Gerlach admitted that he had stolen human remains from 30 grave sites. All right. So I wonder if this is probably not going to go to trial. They found far worse. After raiding the man's home, detectives walked into a horror movie come to life. Rouse said at the press conference, "It is truly the most literal sense of the word horrific. I grieve for the people who are upset, who are going through this, who are trying to figure out if it's in fact one of their loved ones." Investigators are now trying to determine whether Gerlach had been collecting the remains. They're also investigating his involvement in a group on Facebook that we saw, the Human Bones and Skull Selling group. Rouse said that some of the remains were hung up, some were pieced together, and skulls were found on the man's shelf. Very simply, detectives have recovered an awful lot of bones at this point, and we're still trying to piece together who they are and where they're from and how many we're looking at. Rouse said it's going to be quite some time before they have a final answer. Gerlach's being held at the George W. Hill Correctional Facility on bail of $1 million. All right. And man broken in the gravesite. We already saw that. Rest in peace is rest in peace. This is definitely something that tears at your heartstrings. Yeadon Police Cemetery was founded in 1855, and they need to guard it better. All right, guys, you guys got through this episode. We all did. Cooking with Mr. Good Looking says, "What's up, Guilty of Crime? I just want to let you know I'm here in the chat. It's me, Alex." What's up, Alex? Good to see you, my friend. Come on in. I like your picture. All right, Wyatt says it's going to take DNA testing and matchups and a lot. What's up, Louise Tresco?